Hey everybody, JC here with another T&I toy review. And today's review is in association with MarvelousNews.com, your #1 news source for everything Marvel. And for today's review, we're going to be taking a look at the Abomination Build-A-Figure, which is part of the new wave of Captain America 6-inch Marvel Legends figures from Hasbro. Now we've already looked at the 6 figures in this wave: Eel, Iron Skull, Secret War Captain America, Civil War Scarlet Witch, Wonder Man, and Captain Britain. And once you have all those figures, then you'll have the parts in order to be able to assemble the Abomination. Now, putting this together is pretty simple. You just want to snap in the arms first, and you want to make sure you get the left arm snapped into the left side and the right arm snapped into the right side, and they snap in pretty easily. And then same with the legs. Now the legs, because the legs look pretty similar, so the best way to determine which one's the right leg and which one's the left leg is just look at the bottom of the feet and how these outlines are. So make sure you just snap in the left side and then the right side, and they should snap in pretty easily. And then finally, once you have the legs and the arms attached, then you just pop on the head. And there you go, you have your new Build-A-Figure Abomination. I think Hasbro's done a pretty nice job with this one as far as the sculpting goes. Even the paint applications I think are pretty detailed on this one. Head, he's got this kind of growling, snarling look to it. He's got his mouth open and you can see his teeth, and those are actually sculpted. I like the eyes with the metallic silver. I think that looks good, and then I like the way the ears look. Now one thing I don't kind of like is you've got this seam here with his top of his forehead that goes around his eyes. That kind of sticks out a little bit, so I don't really like that too much. But otherwise, I think this is a really nice head sculpt. I like the texturing on the top of the head with all these little bumps. I think that looks good. And with the paint applications, you've got some lighter greens mixed in with some darker greens. So on the face, it's kind of a lighter green. But then as you go towards the back, it gets darker. And then again, for the rest of the figure, you have all this texturing with the scales and everything, which I think look good. You've got little bumps throughout the figure. And again, with the harder shell texturing, I like that. On the back here, I like how this comes down his spine. These scales come down his spine. That looks pretty good. And again, you have those darker colors up here towards the top, and then you have darker greens, a little bit lighter than what's up here at the top, but it's still a pretty dark green. He's got the trunks. He's wearing just the blue trunks, and then on the front you have a much lighter type green that kind of matches the face, and here on the front kind of looks like the underbelly of a lizard or something. If you ever look at the underbelly of a lizard, you tend to have that lighter color, so that's what they're kind of mimicking here, I think. Same with the arms, you got the darker colors up here at the top, and then as you get down to the hands, it's a lighter color. So overall, I think this looks pretty good. And the legs are mostly just one color, though you get down to the feet and the bottom of the feet, and you've got the lighter color again. This figure stands at just about 7 3/4 inches, just a bit under 8 inches tall. If you count to the tip of his ears, it's almost 8 inches tall. Here he is next to the Toy Biz Abomination figure, and these two figures are pretty close to the same height. I don't have the Diamond Select version of Abomination, so I can't give you a comparison with that one. Here he is next to the Onslaught Build-A-Figure, and you can see Onslaught is a little bit taller than the Abomination. And here's a comparison with the Marvel Now Incredible Hulk figure, and again you can see these two are about the same height. And then finally, here's a comparison with the other figures in the wave. So articulation on the figure, you can turn the head to the left and to the right. He can look down good. He can look back pretty good. Now you do see this hinge joint kind of exposed when you have him looking back or to the left and to the right. Arms are attached with your standard ball hinge joint at the shoulder. He can get his arm out good. He's got good rotation there. He's got a bicep swivel. He's got a single hinged elbow, so he can bend his elbow about that much. He's got rotation at the wrist. He's got hinges on the hand, so he can't really do his hand down very much with the way it's sculpted, but he does have good up movement with the hand. He's got an ab crunch type joint, but he can really only crunch about that much, and then he can look back about that much. He's got a waist swivel. Legs are attached with ball joints, so he can do the splits about that much. He can do his leg forward about that much, but really can't do his leg back very much. He does have a thigh swivel. He's got a single hinged knee, so he can bend his knee about that much, and then he's got hinges on the feet, so he's got some up and down movement with the feet, and he does have ankle pivot and 2 peg holes on the bottom of the feet. Okay, so that's my review. Overall, I think this is a pretty nice looking figure. I definitely like the sculpting detail, especially on the head and everything, though I don't like that little seam that you see over his eyes. That's my only complaint with the head sculpt. I think the paint applications are pretty good. Definitely have some nice wash work, though I have seen some of you kind of express complaints about it. So if you don't like this paint deco, we are getting a second version of this figure released in the San Diego Comic-Con box set, which has a different paint deco. So if you don't like the paint deco on this one, you might want to hold off for that one. As far as comparing it to the old Toy Biz one, the Toy Biz one I think is a very solid figure, so I'm not sure this one necessarily improves upon that one too much. If you already have the Toy Biz one, it may not be worth getting this one, but if you don't have that one, then I think this one will definitely make a nice addition to your collection. So the wave with this figure has not yet hit shelves here in the United States. They are out overseas, and they should be hitting soon, probably either later this month or next month. We'll have a full image gallery up at marvelousnews.com for this figure. I'll have a link in the video description below. As always, leave a comment, let us know what you think. If you're so inclined, please like the video. Also, if you haven't already, please follow me on my Facebook and or Twitter pages. I'll have links to those in the video description as well. And until next time, I'll catch you later.